Hi, my name is Tracy. I am the owner of God Inches. And today we're going to make a leave-in conditioner infused with hibiscus. That is the hibiscus grind up. That is the hibiscus dry petals. And I won't be saying too much, but we'll be talking through it. And I'll get to know you guys. You guys will get to know me. And that's just what we're going to do today. So first we're going to weigh out the hibiscus. And there are going to be several things that you will need to make this conditioner along with me if you want. I will leave all the ingredients and the utensils that I use down in the description where you can pick them up and go back and watch the video and make it right along with me. That way I'm not talking and saying all the ingredients and talking over the video. You'll get to watch and then you get the ingredients and make it along with me. So here we have some terry cloth. Cheesecloth, whatever you want to call it. It comes in a nice size, so you'll have to cut a little piece. You're going to see us do that here. We're going to cut us a little piece of this terry cloth. And we're going to put our grind up hibiscus in it. Well, I'm going to fold it up a couple times. I should have folded it up 3 times, but I only folded it twice. And here we're making it just nice and pretty and straight. Okay, now we're going to dump this hibiscus on there and just twist it up. We're pretty much making a tea bag. You could reuse the terry cloth or you could throw it away. I throw mine away because they're inexpensive. You get a whole lot on a roll, so there's no need to reuse them. But that's just exactly what it is. We twist it up so it don't come loose pretty much. And we are now going to get our water phase together. This is our hot water bath. We are going to use it to heat up our hibiscus tea to about 80 degrees. And I had to shed some light on it. It was dark over there. I had to turn the light on. But that's the water bath again. We have it turned on, heating up to 80.9 degrees. And here, watch the magic. 1, 2, 3. I love science. Now, you don't have to heat it up, but I do heat mine up to infuse it quicker. You can just sit it to the side and let it infuse for a few hours. But for the sake of this video, we're going to heat it up and then we're going to let it cool off. And we're going to strain the tea bag and get all the good juices out of it. And then we're going to start our formulating. Actually, we're going to get all the other ingredients together while we're letting this brew. Temperature. Now, I don't know if it's just my hot water bath, if it's just cheap, or every hot water bath does that, but I have to set mine a little higher just to get the temperature that I actually want my ingredient to be. So here we are getting the water phase together for our conditioner. Here's the first ingredient, second ingredient of the water phase. And once again, I do have an awesome book with all the ingredients in it, step by step, to make this exact formula. So I'm not going to go into detail about each ingredient and what they do and how they do it, because get the book. Get the book. And here we are getting another ingredient together. And I'm just showing you that you can pour or you can use a pipette to get your ingredients into the cylinders, the containers. You can do it either way. Either way floats your boat. Here I am getting another ingredient together. And make sure you're always tapering that scale out to 0 after you put your empty container on there. That way you're not weighing the container, you're only weighing the substance in the container. And there I spilled a little bit, and a lot of people be scared of stuff like that, but I only spilled such a small amount that it did not affect my scale. And here I am putting a container on there, and tapering it out. That way I'm only weighing the ingredients and not the bowl too. Now this ingredient, I like to grind it up because it is so hard to melt down. So what I do is take some and I put it in my bullet and I grind it up. And I'll show you guys here in a second what they look like before they're grinded up into a powder. But this made it so much easier to work with. Now they just melt like butter. Where before it took me hours to get it to melt down. Where now it just melts down fairly quickly. And it's also in the book. I didn't have enough for the formula today, so I had to grind up some more. And see, there they are in the little pellets or beads or whatever you want to call them. But they are impossible to melt when they're in that form, to me. And yes, I'm a tapper. I love to tap on things. As you can see, I'm just tapping away. If you're a tapper, put a heart in the comments. Now we got our tea out, so we can't forget about that. Remember about our tea we have brewing over there. We got it out, so we're going to let it cool down. We're going to let it cool all the way down because I like to take and strain my bag and get all my juices out of there because, baby, these ingredients cost money, and I like to get all my money out of it. Now back to this. I grinded it up in the bullet, and it still had a little bit of chunks in it that I didn't care for. So we're going to throw it back on there for a few minutes. Now my scale cut off. A lot of people are scared when that happens. I just take another empty container of the same size container that I had, put it on the scale, taper it out, take the empty container off, put my old container back on with my ingredients in it, and keep weighing till I get to the amount I'm looking for. On to the next ingredient. See how I taper that scale out each time I go to a new ingredient. I put the empty bowl on there, taper it to 0, and start my ingredient. This is one of my favorite oils, you guys. Look at it. It is so pretty. That's me struggling to get that butter out the bag. But your girl got it. We got it. Now here my scale was acting crazy, so take the container off, weigh the container, taper it. And there's me showing you again. You can use a pipette or you could pour. I do both. And I always like to give my liquid ingredients a little shake just because they've been sitting, so we want to get it all back in the right form if anything has solidified or came apart. But normally they don't. Gazams. And I believe this is our final ingredient we need for all 3 phases, because conditioners are made in 3 phases. And I'll show you here in a second our phases all set up. Here's phase A, the water phase. Here's phase B, our oil phase. And here's phase C, our cool down phase. These are ingredients that cannot be heated up. They must be put in after the formula has cooled down. Now we're going to get this hot water bath turned back on. Get it all heated up. And we're going to mix our water phase together in a container, our oil phase together in a container, in a separate container. But first, we're going to whip this gum up. Now, if you've ever worked with any of the gums, you know that they will clump up on you and clump up on you bad. But I've learned a cool little trick that if I take my gum and mix it with my Gliatin before I add it to the water, it will not clump up as bad. It don't clump up on me at all, to be honest. So if you've ever had that problem, try this, and I promise you, you're going to say, yeah, I got to put that trick in the trick bag. And you just want to mix it up really good like I'm doing here. On accident, the water phase got mixed together off camera, and I do apologize for that. I will make another conditioner and film it showing the water phase mixed together, but it's nothing major. It's just like the same thing I'm doing here with phase B. Just mix it together in a separate container, not with the oil phase. Oil phase go in its own container by itself. And if I have lost you anywhere, get the book, because it's in the book. I promise you. If you've ever wanted to formulate and didn't know where to start, or you have started formulating and things just haven't been working out great because you can't find all the information that you need in one source, you're just digging and looking, get my book, baby. I put it together all in one spot for you. Get the book. Now we're going to take that over to the water bath and drop it in there. Here's our phases. Both of them are in the water bath. Both of them will be heated to the same temperature at the same time. I have my thermometers in there. I have them going. And this is what they're looking like. I got our water phase in one container and our oil phase in another container. Now I will say, if you do not have a hot water bath, get you one. I used to do this on the stove in the kitchen. That's right, your girl started in the kitchen on the stove. And it used to be almost impossible for me to get both of my phases the same temperature at the same time. But when I got this hot water bath, it made it a dream. So if you don't have one, get you one. I promise you, it'll make formulation so much easier for you. I promise. And mine didn't cost very much. This one here was my first one, and it was inexpensive. I will put the link where I got it from down below, but I believe I got it from Amazon. Now, you do have to let your phases heat up to a certain temperature for a certain amount of time. And if you want to know that information, it's in the book. Now, I'm going to stop playing with y'all. Heat it up to about 70 degrees for about 20 minutes. Two-minute warning. Now I will say, instead of trying to remember all this or write it down, get the book. It's in the book. If you want your leave-in conditioners to come out like this, get the book. You see that temp? Perfect. And be careful. It is hot. Look at that steam coming off of there. It will be hot. So cautions. Don't do as I'm doing. Or as they used to say, don't do what I'm doing. Get you some mittens. Get you something to keep your hands from being burned. I'm just so used to doing it. I know where to grab my containers. I know how to keep myself safe. Watch the color change. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I love science. If you want to know the science behind formulating, if you want to know how to build good products, get the book. Alright, here we're going to mix it up. And I use the word mix lightly. The term is called homogenize. So, we're going to homogenize. If you do not know what that means, get the book. I break it all down for you. I make it just as easy as cooking a cake. If you could cook a cake from Betty Crocker, you could make one of these formulas. Heck, you probably could make a better formula than me. And I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it for over 10 years. If you want to know a little bit about me, I do have a degree in science. I have a formulation certifications. I have been making hair products for me and my family for over 10 years. And I think I got it. Both of my daughters have long hair. My son has cut his dreads off 2 times and grown them over shoulder length both times, and has cut them twice, and now is growing his hair back out, and he has every bit of 4 to 6 inches, and we've only been growing his hair maybe 6 months since we cut the dreads off. So I think I got it, guys. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out what hair likes. Not only that, I can say it's not genetics, because nobody on my mom's side or my dad's side, it may be 1 or 2 people on both sides of the family that have shoulder length or longer hair, but it's not a whole bunch of us. So with that being said, I have grown my hair. It's pretty long. I'll show you guys if you want to see it. If you don't want to see it, no, it don't bother me. I have grown my daughter's hair, both of them, hair between 16 and 20 inches. I think I got it, guys. So if you want help, if you need help, get my book. It's all there. Now let me be quiet and let you watch the video some more. And I know you're saying to yourself, this awfully watery to be a leave-in conditioner. And I know a lot of you guys get to this point and throw your stuff out. Just trust the process. Trust the process. That's recess. We got to let it cool down, and then we'll come back and add our cool down phase. And yes, you have to let it cool down to a certain temperature. And I know you're tired of me saying it, but get the book. Get the book. Get the book. And we're back. We have cooled our formula down. We have cooled our conditioner down. And now it's time to add the cool down phases. Now my red is going to die down some because of the brown oil that I just put in. So if you want it to stay bright, be red, don't add dark oils. Stick with your light ones. And I know y'all saying, ugh, look at it. It's all clumpy. But watch this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going on the lab to make some stuff. We got inches. I got inches cream. It's getting creamy and looking really good. Thank you for pretending that it was ugly, 'cause now it looks a whole different form and we like it. I got inches cream. Now let me stop. But I like to have fun over here. Over here, we're going to have fun. We're going to jive. We're going to laugh. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Because I know what y'all saying. Why you got that big old spatula like you had a whole bunch of leave-in conditioner? I don't know. It was the closest one to me. But I grabbed it like I had a big batch over here. But look at it. Changed forms really quick, didn't it? Now I can say, if you do not like thick leave-in conditioners, this may not be the formula for you. But I do have another video where I tweaked it and it's not so thick. But I like my thick creams. I do. And it is done. It is done, my little Gotties. That's what I decided to name y'all, the Gotties. Because everybody got inches. Whether it's long inches, short inches, everybody got inches. And if your goal is to just have healthy hair, I'm going to give you a little secret. Healthy hair turns into long hair. And with that being done, with that being said and done, we're going to bottle this thing up and we're going to go in here and do some hair today, baby. Because my kids have used all of the stuff I had on deck. And I'm not going to the store. I'm not buying anything when I could make it myself. And I'm sure not going over to the warehouse to get some jars out for them, if that's what they was thinking. They're always trying to get into my stash, my products for my customers. And I'm not going over there getting none of it for them. I'll whip them up a fresh batch every time. Like Betty, I don't want to be sued, so I can't say the full name. But you know what time it is. Let's do a poll. What do you guys think it smells like? Or what should I make it smell like? Drop your answer in the comments. This is just to show you guys what it looks like jarred up and how thick it is. I told y'all I was silly. I told y'all. If you want to see more videos like this, if you want me to break the formula down,